Haha! For I am free from water changes. Alright, today's project is a little bit different because it's not mine. Now usually I won't put clients' vehicles on the channel more than saying, hey, this needs an axle, or, something along those lines. And it's just about the Jaguar or the Vic that I own. But, once in a great moon, I do get people that message me that know that I have a YouTube channel, and they ask for my help. And they send me some videos like this.
We on that digital shit. I see you, bear. Oh, that should look tight to the motherfucking fly.
And I am in a position in life now where I can pick and choose what I do, because I'm okay right now. I've been homeless most of my life, and I don't foresee the future, but right now I'm living a decent life, and I'm just trying to help people. So I told them that I was more than happy to help them. So let's get the garage open, and we will get a look at this thing. So this is a 78, 79 Chevy Impala that my client bought a while back and has been working on getting running. He had a mechanic that was working on it, but the gentleman up and disappeared. Now this car is absolutely beautiful, or was at one point. It's got marble paint job all the way through it, and the hood is all marbled. It's fire. And he's got a set of big wheels for it. So we're going to try and get it running for him. But it's not as easy as, just bolt some stuff together. It's one of those things where I'm left with another person's project that was halfway through it, and I have no clue what they were doing or how they were doing it. There's stuff like this fuel pump being mounted here, which is okay. It's not really preferable. I'd really love to have that below the fuel tank level. But it's stuff like this, where you're tapping into a power cord and not covering it and leaving it in the engine bay. That's not cool with me. So I went ahead and disconnected the battery. And this was a couple days ago that they dropped it off. And it's developed a leak. So we're going to have to find that. But the main issue is this wiring in here. The last gentleman that was working on it started installing a Inteltronics digital dash, which is fire, as you guys saw in the little video that I showed you. But what is not fire is all of this. And none of it is pretty. And it's going to take me a minute. And along with that wire out there, you got stuff like that, which is just truly fantastic. This steering column, this chrome, as you can see, is a very nice piece. It cost somebody some money, regardless of who bought it. And this digital dash also cost a good bit of money. And it's got a nice push button start. But when you do this, it doesn't help anybody. They said that they had this down for starting it reasons, for whatever that means, but there's wires taped to wires and grounds that aren't done. Like, he said that it's a brand new yellow top battery, but it won't keep a charge. Well, this is why. It's got to draw from somewhere super bad. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take that out and see what's going on underneath there, because we're gonna have to pull most of that back out and fix it, because this is not okay. Like, if these two are live and they touch, that's sparky, and like this one's cut, that could go sparky. That's why the first thing I did was disconnect the battery. So I'm gonna pull this out, and we shall see where we get to. I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. Alright, let's go through things slowly so that I can keep up, let alone you guys. So this is door dinger, which is this little button right here. So that can be completely deleted because nobody needs that nonsense in their life. And then if I can reach it, this that I'm jiggling right now is the wiring harness for the new steering column, which has been tapped into properly. Over here is the old one, which he took wires off of, which I assume that he used for other things. But this, unless it is connected to something, just needs to be deleted, along with all of the wires attached to the door dinger one. As for this combobulation right here, this one is the ground for the dash, and this one is the ground for this, which I'm assuming is the push button, but we will get to that. And this is a non-existent ground, and then he ran it to this big ass amp wire out through the firewall. Let's go figure out where it went. Where'd it go? Oh, out through the firewall and over to the intake manifold. That seems like a logical choice for a ground. Let's see what else we can find. Alright, did some more digging. Come to find out, this is not for the push button start. This is for the speedometer. And the former mechanic told my client that this was the only thing that was left and that he was done. Well, it's hooked up, so obviously that's not the truth. And I just keep finding more and more and more. Like, this comes up over into here and then disappears off somewhere. And there's cut wires and cut wires and cut wires and really horribly placed grounds. And it's getting to the point where my client's going to have just as much time into me fixing this as they would into me just putting another wiring harness in this car, because these older ones aren't that hard. So I'm going to offer to my client to put a painless wiring harness in this. I have done it for my buddy's Jeep. I'm going to do it on the race car since I built that wiring harness from scratch. I'd like a nicer one at some point. And then I'm going to put one in the Jaguar. They come with books that walk you through every single step. And it's painless, just like the name says. So there's an antenna down here. I would assume that's an antenna. I'm just finding all kinds of stuff, but none of it's pretty. Pulled this out a little bit, and there's wires running to the back of the car that are all spliced. I know my client from talking to him the other day. He wants it done right, and he wants it safe. And I told him that I'd really rather this thing not burn to the ground after I'm done with it. And as any normal person would, he absolutely agreed. So I think that's going to be the best option. It'll allow him to clean a lot of stuff up. I think whatever this is, it's probably cruise control. That is no longer, or maybe it is hooked up. Oh, that's speedometer. Huh. Wonder why it's done like that. It comes in here and out like that. This should just be able to go straight inside. Be the same thing. I don't understand why this would be gear reduction. Very interesting. Headlights would be super simple. Whatever this is could go, because it's obviously not being used. Give me the opportunity to clean up all of this. He wants to put AC back in it, so it would have all the wiring for that. That's the route that I would go if it were mine. As nice as this car is, I'd like to see it done right. If they'd like me to fix it the way it is, I'm more than happy to do so. But I think to get to the show car quality that he wants to be at with this thing, and reliability, and not having to have any issues, I think a painless wiring harness is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to go inside and talk to my client a little bit, and I will let you guys know what the plan is moving forward. Bye! Do you want to make sure that your wires don't fall out after you've ghetto connected them to a connector? RTV's your man. We use it to hold connectors together too. I don't understand, and it's so heavily spliced and respliced, and it just keeps going. Like, I understand that the MSD is in it, but like, there's the whole no grommet, straight scratching wires, horrible tape job. Oh man. Customer state speedometer does not work. Well, when it doesn't have a pin in it, it's not going to work on that side. And then on the bottom side, when the pin's broken down in this hole, or it doesn't have very much engagement, it's not going to work either. So that's a whole thing in and of itself. So that's fun. But the client has decided to go with my suggestion and put a painless wiring harness in it. So I am going to go ahead and post this video and start figuring out how we want to dissect this. Because I have a feeling the dash is going to have to come completely out of it, which is fine. And he said he wants to go to power windows eventually, so we'll have the wiring to go to that. And he wants to put door poppers in, so it'll make it easy to do that. And there's not really a whole lot of lighting on the back of this thing, so that'll be easy to take care of. And we can run all of his speaker wires and actually get that stuff working. And actually have wiring for the stereo to go in. And it'll just overall be a lot safer. I won't have to worry about my client going down the road and having a short circuit, or somebody taped the connector together and it came apart and sparked and caught fire. And it's just not good. And I will also convince the client to get rid of this fan shroud and that mechanical fan. Just go to a $13 eBay fan, or a $20 pair of them. And the new wiring harness will run straight to those, and that won't be any extra wiring at all. And we will figure out how to mount this better, because that doesn't look cosmetically pleasing at all. And yeah, when that's not mounted at all, we'll figure out how to fix that too, because it's supposed to have rubber isolators underneath it to help it from vibrating. Oh man, I don't like bashing anybody, but Bear, if you're out there, your name's fitting, because you went after this thing like a grizzly and didn't leave much but shreds, bro. You fucked this thing up hardcore. And now the client is going to be in a decent amount of money to have it just back to the point where it's running and driving. And then that still needs adjusted. And it still needs a whole lot of other stuff. And he wants it ready to go by summertime, which is fully understandable. And I'm definitely going to do my best to make that happen. So I will catch up with you guys when we are ready to make some more progress on this thing. It's pretty much number one priority. We got a clutch coming and a motor swap coming. And we got to put an axle in this truck that you can't see because of the sunlight. And I'm still working on the Bic, so we should have a pretty decent constant flow of videos coming. I broke the phone that I started on YouTube with. My wife has lended me an S8 or something like that. I don't know. I'm not technologically inclined, but the client wants to see this one on video, so we're gonna try and get most of it on video. And if it helps anybody in any kind of way, that would be fantastic too. You know, learning how to do things the correct way and not doing horrible tent work on a light like this that I gotta clean up and do the right way because that looks like shit. But we'll get her going. She's definitely got solid roots, so she's worth saving. We'll get it right. Get out there and wrench on something, no matter what it is. I got all kinds of weird projects going on around here, and I still got my fish room to remodel. There's always something to do. Just get out there and do something with your hands. Keeps you entertained, keeps your brain learning. Learn every day, progress every day. I will catch you guys later. Have a good night, and God bless. Bye.